There's about 4 weeks left until 2021 ends, and that leaves artists with about 30 more days to drop an album and actually compete for that Album of the Year title. And we've seen artists drop in the fourth quarter before. Playboi Carti did it in 2020 with Whole Lotta Red. J. Cole's done it twice. So today, we'll be taking you guys through which rap albums could drop before the year ends. And let us know in the comments which ones you're most excited for. And if you're new to NFR, please hit the subscribe button, as we'll be keeping you guys updated with the latest industry updates for these albums and also the album reviews once these albums do drop. And going into this, how do you feel about the fourth quarter of 2021? Because it has been an eventful year. So do you think there's a lot more to come?
Well, I don't know. Like, looking at the fourth quarter, I feel as if it's almost a bit dead right now because there hasn't been, too many major releases. But in September, we had a nice run of albums. We had CLB, we had the Melodic Blue come out, we had Punk. But going into this list, there's a lot of guys that were rumoring their albums this year, and we've covered these artists before on the podcast. We've done all kinds of material on this. But as you said, 30 days left. So who's really going to come through? Who's really going to be pushing that boundary forward, and who's going to be doing it? So I have high hopes. I've been liking the fourth quarter so far, but I think December could be a heavy month. But let's get into this list, guys. Let's start off with Kendrick Lamar's new album. And listen, if you've been subscribed to NFR Podcast, we have covered so much content and material on this new album, all of the updates. And right now, I feel as if it's in a bit of a limbo place because he was that day in Vegas and he did say some stuff. I'll let you say it after. But what do you think is actually happening with this album now? Because there hasn't been updates for a while, and the only other update we got was that day in Vegas a couple of weeks ago at this point.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been 4 years since Kendrick has dropped. So at this point, it's going to be, running on his own time. So do I think he'll drop in 2021? Maybe. And I think that if he does, the sole reason will be to actually compete with Drake, J. Cole, and Kanye, because they all dropped this year. We know that Kendrick is a competitive artist. And the only other reason is, I saw this as a fan theory that someone dropped in our comments, is that on Family Ties, he says, I am the Omega, and the Omega means the last one. And December 31st, the last day of the year, does fall on a Friday. So it's possible that he drops the last day of the year. But what he did say at Day in Vegas was, see y'all next time, Vegas. And by next time, I mean real soon. So he's kind of hinting that he might have a huge tour in 2022. So do you think he's dropping? Because I think he's waiting till 2022.
I think he's going to wait till 2022. I mean, he's always kind of dropped his albums let's say we go back to Damn, right? Like that was a second quarter drop within April. So, first or second, however you want to see it. But I think, listen, he's probably going to wait till 2022. There's probably going to be more competition next year. And already, I could see the industry going into a slower phase for the next year to come. And
in that letter that he dropped in August, he did say, as I produce my final TDE album, meaning that he's probably still working on it. But
absolutely.
Let's now move on to another artist who's likely to drop, and that is Pusha T. And this is interesting because he's been teasing this since the beginning of 2021, and he did, give us some information. He has said that the Neptunes and Kanye West will be exclusively producing the album, which is awesome because, those are the producers that he works best with. Not only that, but he has also said that there's going to be 12 songs and that he's still working on getting the features across. And he has given other hints that he will be dropping in 2021, such as on the feature verse on Television from the Pop Smoke Posthumous album. He said Tyler got the Album of the Year for now. And that kind of hints that he will be dropping. And he's also said that I've topped Daytona for sure, 100% in a recent interview with Billboard. So do you think he'll top Daytona, and do you think it's coming out this year?
I think it will be coming out. I think it's going to be a late release. But what's been scaring me about this Pusha T release and the rollout is that it's been kind of eerie. Like, he's come out, he said some things, he's obviously done features, he's been active, but for the most part, it's like we don't even have a confirmed rollout or, album name at this point. So will it come out? I'm not sure. I think maybe it will, but it's one of the albums this year that I'm a bit iffy with because he could maybe extend this to next year, get some, let's say tighter production on it. I'm not sure where he's at with the album and where he's at with crafting it, but I think maybe it would be a smarter move to wait on it. But
he said he's in the mixing stages.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say though, is like, how long is that mixing and engineering stage going to take, And like we've heard so many artists say that, I'm adding the final touches and then it ends up coming out 8 months later. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the edge with it. How about you? Do you think it's dropping this year?
I think it might not drop this year. I think it'll drop 2022. But to think of him topping Daytona, that sounds so unlikely because that's just an instant masterpiece for me. And mind you, he is that artist that's always able to actually keep things refreshing through his conviction and through his creative wordplay, even if that coke talk always takes up the bulk of the album. But it would be cool to see him tackle a narrative for this one. So our prediction is 2022. But let's now move into A$AP Rocky's All Smiles. He just dropped Live Love A$AP on streaming platforms. So do you think there's a chance of this dropping? Because it was also some information we got from his interview with GQ.
Absolutely. So let's take this back to May, I believe, when he did his whole thing with GQ, and he said that the album is 90% done. And this is something that we mentioned on the podcast, because when we were going through some recaps and we were talking about what could actually end up going for the half of this, because we do these episodes regularly, it really seemed like he was going to drop in the summer. But you know what I think happened? The whole Drake and Kanye thing was like really taking over the summer, and there was a lot of people who pushed their dates. Like, I mean, Don Toliver didn't drop Life of a Don. It was supposed to drop in the middle of July, ended up dropping in September. So I think that when you're looking at A$AP Rocky's album, maybe he wants to take more time with it too, because I think he also understands the reception that Testing got. I mean, it has a split reception. Either his fans really fuck with it, or it was too out there for people, but I'm a big fan of the project. So I think he's going to take more time with it. But on your end, do you think that we still have a chance of seeing this project this year? And if not, give me your prediction for 2022.
Yeah, I think he's going to hold off on it. I think he will drop in 2022. And I want that A$AP Rocky comeback, because his voice is so refreshing. I think that he has the best charisma in the game. And I think that he'll go for maybe a darker sound with this one. I think he's an experiment, like he said that he would. And it's just one of those albums that I'm super hyped for. So again, I hate to say it, but I feel like it might not drop this year. But let's now move into Playboi Carti's Narcissist. And Playboi Carti is the king at, teasing the fans, but not actually delivering. So is there another Christmas release that's a possibility?
How would you feel about that, though? Because, listen,
man.
This is the story last time, guys, how we did this. We were with our families, and we were like, fuck, 2 a.m. in the morning Eastern time, we got to go to the studio and drop this review.
It was our first review.
So that's true. There was one. No, we did Man on the Moon 3 before
you're
that.
Right.
Because we opened up the YouTube a year ago. But going back to this release, I mean, it would be a cool drop for Christmas, right? Like, Whole Lotta Red was greatly received. I mean, it's obviously a polarizing album. People have different receptions with it. But I think looking at Narcissist, is it going to actually be an album at this point? Because there was a lot of producers that were talking about it on IG. They were rumoring about
snippets.
it. Absolutely. He's on tour right now. Apparently, it's going crazy. And then he opened up the website. Well, apparently it was a hack or whatever, where he was selling a $5,000 motorcycle helmet. But I'm not sure, bro. Like, it's too crazy for me. Like, I think maybe what he does goes through the Narcissist tour, performs Whole Lotta Red, and then maybe sees where the reception is with his fan base, and then drops in 2022. I think that's my prediction.
I think he will drop in 2021,
really?
And I think that he's smart to do so, because Carti has to strike while the iron's hot, in my opinion. Whole Lotta Red just hit over 500 million streams, and he's coming off of 2 features off of Kanye West Donda, and I feel like his name has never been as hot as it is now. So I think he should drop this year, and we might be in for another Christmas release. It would be not too bad of a gift to get, I'll say that much. But let's now move into Cordae's From a Bird's Eye View. And he's been teasing this for a while. We just got word that he was filming a music video with Lil Wayne for a song that's produced by Hit Boy. Apart from that, he's released a single called Super. Another update is the fact that the album is complete. He has shown it to various universities and colleges, right, which I think is a pretty cool thing to have listening parties for the youth that really respect and appreciate your music. So I think this one's a lock. I think this one's going to be coming within the next few weeks.
And especially that he's really pushing his creative brand high level right now. That's another thing, is like, if you guys follow him on Instagram, you'll see how much teasing and promotion he's doing behind the new music. Also, I love those listening parties in the universities and colleges, because he was showing the fan reception. He was showing how people really fucked with it. Plus, from a digital marketing standpoint, he does a lot of SMS marketing. That's another thing, is like, you could hit him up, you could text him about the album, and he'll actually answer you. Go check out his IG. But do I think it's coming this year? Yes. There's been too much promotion around it. Promotional singles already out. Videos are being filmed. He's launching high level. And what's really the need to wait another year, right? He dropped in 2019 with The Lost Boy. I think at this point he needs to drop at the end of the quarter. Plus, not too much competition coming out right now. It seems like the waters are clear for Cordae. But I think, yes, it's probably going to end up being this year.
Yeah, I just hope that, Cordae, I think that Cordae is one of the best prospects right now in hip hop. I think that he has the lyrical abilities. I think he has the backing from some greats such as Dr. Dre, Q-Tip, The Game. He also has the commercial appeal, but I do want to see him grow as an artist and kind of elevate his sound from what he did in The Lost Boy. And from the latest single and snippets, I'm not sure if he's doing that, but I do still have high hopes, and I think he will deliver in 2021. But let's now move into someone who's a bit more underground, but who got a lot of love at the Grammys last year, and this is Freddie Gibbs with his SSS album. He's dropped 3 singles in 2021. The only one that's confirmed for the album is Black Illuminati featuring Jadakiss. So Freddie Gibbs has been in the Album of the Year conversation in 2018, 2019, and 2020. So do you think he drops this year and tries to secure that title again?
Absolutely. Again, fourth quarter, is really clear right now. I mean, besides if Kendrick drops, but Freddie Gibbs definitely has the ability to drop an album of the year contender because he's just that quality. Like, this guy could do anything he wants. Plus, I'm going to be anxious to see how he's going to be able to hone in with not only one producer, but a bunch of them right now. So it's going to be different. It's going to be diverse from what he's ever dropped. I mean, the last studio album I think we got from him was in 2017. So, well, I think it was a solo studio album, correct? Wait, hold on. What year did Fetty come out? 2018?
Fetty was 2018, yeah.
Then Bandana was 2019.
Well, you also had his self-titled in 2018 called Freddie, which was...
So I think right now, like, he's going to return to form with another studio album because he wants to maybe experiment with different things, maybe a different commercial appeal. So I think the fourth quarter would be a smart decision for him. How about you? What do you think about that?
I'm hyped for the album, but I am worried that he isn't, locking in with one producer because if you look at Freddie's catalog, his best albums are when he works with... Alchemist solely or Madlib solely, where you get classics like Pinata and Bandana. So with this one, it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see if with this influx of producers, he'll still be able to keep up that quality. I hope that he does, but I also like the branding that he's had with the whole bunny rabbit and also the Simpsons type visuals that he's had for the visuals.
Cool branding.
That's been pretty cool, but I think Freddie is dropping this year, so that's another one to be excited about. But let's now move on to Lil Uzi Vert's The Pink Tape. So he just dropped Demon High around Halloween. The reception was kind of mixed, and I feel like Uzi's career is kind of in a bit of an awkward place after Eternal Atake. I feel like the hype has kind of diminished a bit, but do you think that he drops this year?
I think he does. He has said that he wants to take more time on this project to make sure that the reception's good with it because he understands what happened with Eternal Atake. Like, he knew that the quality wasn't on par with his other projects and that the fan base was left a bit disappointed. So I think right now what he does is that he continues to work on it because there was that whole rumor that it was going to drop at the end of October. We did get the single, though. Like, why would you drop a single in October of 2021 and then wait maybe till 2022 to drop your whole tape? Plus, I think that the Pink Tape is going to be the warm-up for a bigger studio album that might come within 2022. So do I think it's going to drop in 2021? Yes, but there's probably chances that he may wait on it because I think that the reception with him right now is a bit mixed. Like, people are a bit iffy about his new music, but how about you? If you had to predict it, does it come now or does it come later?
Listen, with Eternal Atake, he took 3 years to drop it, but he was able to do that because of how much hype he had built up with Love Is Rage 2. But with the Pink Tape, I think that he can't wait too long. I don't think he'll have that hype built up for that much time. But listen, mixtape Uzi never misses, and I think that we might get lucky to see a release this year. But our next album that's likely to drop, before we actually move into the confirmed drops of the year, which we have 2 of them, is Gunna's Drip Season 4. And of course, the Drip Season series has kind of built up Gunna's career, and Drip Season 3 is the one that kind of really boosted him up into the spotlight. So I'm a big fan of the series, and I'm excited for this one. We do know that 2 singles have been released. We have,
9 times out of 10.
9 times out of 10, and Too Easy with Future. And I'm telling you now, man, that Too Easy song is a fucking slapper.
It's really nice. And I'm not a fan of Future's feature games as of late, but this was one of his best that I've heard in a while. But I'm super anxious for this because Gunna has a certain aura to him. And at the beginning of his career, I was a bit less sold on him because, I don't know, I feel as if he was really honing in on Young Thug sound and like I wasn't able to make that differential. But now it's like, yo, he's getting so fucking good at what he's doing. And he has that ability to capture you and put you in a soundscape. So for Drip Season 4, he's been doing a load of teasing. It looks like it's probably going to be coming in December. So would you be happy to get this by the end of the year? And do you think it would be a smart move for him to drop this year?
It would be very smart, after the hype that he built up also on Slang Language 2 and also his features off of Punk from Young Thug. And not only that, but he actually was recently at the 2021 Revolt Summit, and he said Drip Season 4 will be out in around 2 weeks. So it's a good sign for this drop to be coming soon, and I think that Gunna has been impressing me, especially with the snippets. There's one called Foreign Push Start. That's going to be one of his best songs if it comes out. So I think Gunna will be another lock to drop before the year ends. Other possible drops would be Roddy Ricch's Live Life Fast. He's dropped in December but before, so he could repeat that formula. And also Metro Boomin's new album, Heroes and Villains. But let's now talk about the 2 confirmed drops. We'll kind of breeze through these ones. First up, and they're actually on the same date. On December 10th, we have Juice WRLD's Fighting Demons, which has been long awaited, his second posthumous album, and also Rick Ross's 11th studio album called Richer Than I Ever Been. We have singles for both of these albums, and they're dropping on the same day. I think Rick Ross might make the actual decision to push it, further back. by a week or something, just because he maybe wants to respect Juice WRLD's release. But these are two albums that I'm super excited about.
Absolutely. December is actually going to start off on a good note because of these albums. And as you said, the second posthumous release from Juice WRLD's camp is highly anticipated. They obviously did the whole rebranding with Fighting Demons, and they've been battling a lot of stuff with leaks and snippets, and it's been a whole mess. But finally, we're getting an album plus the whole HBO Max premiere for his new documentary Into the Abyss will be dropping on December 17th. And overall, I mean, I'm really excited for richer than I've ever been, because I feel as if Rick Ross is in this vibe where it's going to be pure luxury talk. It's going to be on a different level. Plus, I mean, I could already see where he's going with the direction of this album, so it's definitely going to be a lock.
It's going to have a very grand feeling.
It's going to feel nice. It's going to feel luxurious, and I mean, Port of Miami too. Like, it was a bit underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it wasn't his best body of work. I think that there's obviously, you know, some good, you know, songs within it, but I'm gonna be anxious to see what he does with this. But guys, listen, we're gonna keep you updated with all of these albums that we've mentioned on this list. So the review reactions, the rollouts, everything. We'll keep you all updated. So subscribe if you have not already. Plus, hit the like button, because we're doing like content like this on the weekly. So this is gonna help us reach more hip hop listeners. Thank you for watching this whole video, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you so much for watching the whole video, and if you're new to NFR, hit the subscribe button, because we're keeping you updated with the latest album releases of the year, and that includes update videos, album reviews, and our own original series, which are all available live on the channel. Not only that, but we also have our Patreon packages available in the description to this video, and there you can access exclusive bonus content. We do one extra video exclusive to Patreon per week, and we also have our own Discord where you can chat with us on the daily, and we're actually sending in industry updates 24/7. So to catch all that, head over to the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.